People are incentive-based creatures, women especially. Everything they do, they are incentivized and motivated to. And the reason is usually their own self-gratification and validation. So every time a woman does something, it always comes down to how it makes her feel. Another way to put it is that a woman's ability to be motivated and incentivized to be with you is directly proportional to your ability to correctly distribute validation. And her insatiable need for validation in the moment is what I like to refer to as urgency. That's your word for today. Motivation of any kind is a byproduct of urgency. If you want to get something done, don't seek motivation, seek urgency. And if you find that for whatever reason you're not motivated to try to do those things, then that's most likely because you don't feel a sense of urgency around it. You have zero evolutionary pressure to do it. Because I promise you, if you did have some kind of evolutionary pressure around it, you would be doing it. If you're not hitting the gym the way you know you should be, it's not because you lack motivation for it. It's because you haven't put any real pressure on yourself, or life hasn't put any pressure on you. Because if I told you that if you don't work out every day for the next 3 months, you will die at the end of that 3 months, you'll get out of bed, trust me. Not that one girl that just refuses to reply your texts, pick up your calls, etc. She's not doing any of those things because she's just uninterested per se. That's usually not the case. Most of the time there's just no urgency on her side, so it's your job to create that. And as far as I can tell, there's really only 2 ways to properly create a sense of urgency in people. And that's by using pleasure and pain systematically. Using both a carrot on a stick and a fire under their ass at the same time. Some pleasurable outcome they want to get, while at the same time trying to run away from an unfavorable outcome. Here, I'll give you an example. If a homeless man came up to you and asked for change, how motivated are you to really give him said change? Unless you have some kind of greater sense of morality, you probably won't. Because the pain of saying no to a homeless man is almost zero. While at the same time, the pleasure of giving a homeless man some change is just not worth it. You could walk away from that situation without giving the homeless man any change and feel no different about it. Now switch out the homeless man for a robber and it's entirely different. The possible pain in this scenario is a lot greater because you might get shot or even lose your life. While at the same time, the pleasure you feel from gaining the relief you get after getting out of this situation unscathed is enough to let you amicably part ways with your stuff, the stuff the robber is asking you for. So before you text that girl or call her or ask her out or whatever, I want you to ask yourself one very simple question and really be honest about the answer to this question. And that question is, why would she say yes? If you can't think of a reason, go back to the drawing board.